In this video, we're counting down the 10 best sci-fi TV shows you can watch right now on HBO Max. Whether you're into mind-bending mysteries, intense action, or post-apocalyptic survival stories, this list has something for every sci-fi fan. Before we dive in, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get started. Raised by Wolves.
Love is the death of us all.
Raised by Wolves is a hidden gem in science fiction. HBO Max really didn't push it enough because way too few people know about this show. Set on the mysterious planet Kepler 22b, it follows two androids, mother and father, who are tasked with raising human children after Earth's destruction in a devastating war. Their goal? To build an atheist colony, but things get tricky when religious tensions start stirring within the colony, challenging the androids' mission in ways they didn't anticipate.
We gotta destroy her. What do you want?
Created by Aaron Guzikowski and with Ridley Scott as executive producer, Raised by Wolves dives deep into themes of faith, survival, and the complexities of humanity. With 2 seasons available on HBO Max, it's disappointing to know the show was canceled, leaving many questions unanswered. But if you're into thought-provoking sci-fi, this one's worth a shot. You won't be disappointed. Avenue 5.
I say we sit here and wait for death. Pray for death. Some combination of sitting and death.
Avenue 5 is a science fiction comedy series that follows the troubled crew of a luxury space cruise ship filled with spoiled, rich tourists. The ship, captained by Ryan Clark, gets thrown off course into space and ends up needing 3 years to return to Earth. A momentary loss of artificial gravity and the accidental death of its chief engineer sends the ship slightly off course.
Figure or a phone number we call to get the figure?
With only enough supplies for the intended 8-week-long cruise, the crew must struggle to maintain order and return the craft safely. With tensions rising among the wealthy passengers and resources dwindling, Clark and his crew must find a way to keep the peace, get back on course, and maybe even avoid a mutiny. The Nevers.
Taking a terrible risk.
The future of the world depends on what I'm doing.
The future of the world depends on the present.
The Nevers is a sci-fi fantasy series created by Joss Whedon, which aired from 2021 to 2023. Set in Victorian London, it follows a group known as the Touched, mostly women, who mysteriously develop extraordinary abilities. Leading them is Amelia True, a fearless widow with glimpses of the future, and her best friend Penance Adair, a brilliant inventor who can see energy patterns. Together, they create an orphanage as a refuge for the Touched, hoping to protect them and uncover the purpose behind their powers.
There's savagery, chaos.
The series stars Laura Donnelly as Amalia, Anne Skelly as Penance, Olivia Williams as Lavinia Bidlow, and James Norton as Hugo Swan. It premiered on HBO in April 2021, with its first season consisting of 12 episodes split into 2 parts. After its cancellation in December 2022, all episodes became available for streaming on Tubi in February 2023. Fringe. This genre-bending sci-fi thriller follows the FBI's Fringe division as they investigate grotesque, otherworldly phenomena tied to a destabilizing parallel universe. Anchored by pragmatic agent Olivia Dunham, Anna Torv, eccentric scientist Dr. Walter Bishop, John Noble, and his cunning son Peter, Joshua Jackson, the team employs radical fringe science to solve cases involving genetic horrors, time distortions, and interdimensional threats.
Peter, it worked!
Is it a cow?
This is insane!
As they unravel a conspiracy dubbed The pattern, personal and cosmic stakes collide. Olivia confronts haunting childhood experiments, Walter's past ethical breaches resurface, and Peter becomes pivotal to averting a war between worlds. With its mix of brainy twists, emotional depth, and iconic villains like the bald, enigmatic observers, the cult classic balances existential dread with wry humor. A must-watch for fans of The X-Files and Stranger Things. Falling Skies.
Erase us!
Falling Skies is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi series that ran for 5 seasons from 2011 to 2015. It follows Tom Mason, a former history professor who becomes the second in command of the 2nd Massachusetts Militia Regiment, a group of civilians and fighters fleeing Boston after an alien invasion devastates the world. The series begins 6 months after the invasion, with the aliens having neutralized the world's power grid and technology, destroyed its militaries, and wiped out over 90% of the human population. Their true objectives remain unclear until the 4th season, revealing their plan to extract helium-3 from Earth's moon to power their technology and use humanity as an enslaved frontline army in their war against another alien race. The Leftovers. The Leftovers follows the lives of people in a small New York community 3 years after the sudden departure, a global event that caused 2% of the world's population to disappear. The series centers on Police Chief Kevin Garvey and his family, along with grieving widow Nora Durst and her brother, Reverend Matt Jameson.
People just want finality, an end to their grief. But with departures, there is no end.
These characters struggle to adjust to life after the departure, grappling with the event's unexplained nature and the profound loss it left behind. The show isn't for everyone. Some may find its pace slow, but for those willing to embrace its melancholy, The Leftovers is an unforgettable experience. The Last Ship.
But you didn't finish us.
I win when Tom Chandler is on his knees.
Come at us again. I dare you.
Michael Bay's The Last Ship is a blend of military drama and post-apocalyptic science fiction. Set on a post-apocalyptic Earth, it follows the crew of the USS Nathan James, a US Navy ship that remains unaffected after a pandemic wipes out 80% of the world's population. The crew, including scientist Rachel Scott, is sent on a research mission in the Arctic. When the disease spreads globally, they must confront a new reality. Their mission is to find a cure and save humanity, facing numerous challenges as they travel across the world to complete it. Viewers have praised its engaging plot and strong performances, particularly by Eric Dane as Captain Tom Chandler. However, some critics note that while the series off. Station 11.
All that matters is the now and what got us to this point.
Station 11 is a post-apocalyptic series that follows survivors of a devastating flu as they work to rebuild the world. The narrative spans multiple timelines, centering on a troupe of traveling performers who cross paths with a violent cult led by a man unknowingly connected to one of their own.
It's coming back. I won't let it.
The series explores themes of survival, resilience, and the role of art and culture in preserving humanity in the face of catastrophe. It's a story of hope, endurance, and the unbreakable bonds that connect us. Station 11 received critical acclaim for its storytelling, performances, and thematic depth. The Last of Us.
Are just wrong.
The The Last of Us is one of the best sci-fi shows in recent times. This post-apocalyptic series is set 20 years after a fungal infection devastates humanity, causing society to collapse. It follows Joel, a hardened survivor who is tasked with smuggling Ellie, a 14-year-old girl, out of an oppressive quarantine zone. Ellie may be humanity's last hope. Their journey across a ravaged United States turns into a brutal and heartbreaking adventure as they rely on each other to survive.
You trust me?
Season 1 received an overwhelmingly positive response, leading HBO Max to announce a sequel shortly after. The second season is set to premiere this April. If you haven't watched the first season yet, now's the perfect time to binge it. Westworld.
The real gods are coming.
Westworld is a captivating blend of dystopian science fiction and Western genres, and is considered one of the best sci-fi shows of the 21st century. The series aired from 2016 to 2022, and is set in a high-tech amusement park populated by android hosts. These hosts serve high-paying guests who can indulge in their wildest fantasies without fear of retaliation, as the hosts are programmed not to harm humans.
Exactly what is out there.
As the series progresses, the story expands to the real world of the mid-21st century, where lives are controlled by a powerful artificial intelligence named Rehoboam. Westworld consists of 4 seasons and is available for streaming on HBO Max, Prime Video, and Tubi, depending on location.